Criminal justice reform. It is one of those subject matters that cannot be considered separate and apart from the need for prison reform. You see, if criminal justice is the cause, then inevitably prison is the consequence. And as such, we must treat both of them in the same conversation that are part and parcel to each other. For example, we are going to always have, or rather fill the room with criminal justice and prison reform advocates, just as long as we have the disparity, the gaping disparity between federal criminal code and procedures and state criminal code and procedures. Until that dichotomy is reconciled, levelized, and aligned, whereby the punishment actually meets the crime, then and only then can we begin to talk about equal rights in the context of setting of criminal justice and prison reform. Now, more particularly, prison reform and the need to eradicate, if you will, the current policies and procedures by which penology is governed in the state of Louisiana and in the nation as a whole. This subject matter is very personal, practical, and pragmatic for me as a victim of the need for reformation in this regard. I personally endured 3 long years of unconstitutional solitary confinement for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I was not afforded the 1 hour a day for sunlight and recreation as is permitted and allowed by constitutional law and state law, but rather I was subjected to harsh conditions and made to endure for 3 consecutive years, right there in Tangible Hope Parish Jail in Amite, Louisiana, for 3 long years of solitary confinement. And when I think of that, the likes of Kalief Browder comes to mind, who was subjected to solitary confinement for more than 1,000 days. And in that regard, the system succeeded and fell in him, which is what it's designed to do, to the extent that he lost his sanity and ultimately he took his own life. And that needs to be considered. It needs to be considered by us as individuals, as families, as friends, as national siblings, as legislators, as law enforcement officials, as justices, as powers who hold and have the authority to make change, real change and lasting change, definitive change in this regard.